Like many beginners with grid trading bots, I was caught in a constant cycle of starting new bots every day, changing their parameters twice a day, and ending up closing them the day after because I wasn't happy with the results. I was chasing perfection, but in truth, I ended up stressed, frustrated, and worse off financially, to be honest. But as soon as I applied a consistent strategy, things changed radically. One of my recent bots, which I had almost forgotten about, achieved a plus 22.7% over 6 months without requiring any effort from me. So today, I'm going to share with you the 3 easy but fundamental rules I followed that significantly boosted my success and made me save a lot of time. I will walk you through each one of them, showing you exactly how to apply them. I will also be very clear about the results I achieved, and I will not leave you without telling you my next move. Now, let us talk context. When day trading cryptocurrencies, the current price action, news, and the general atmosphere around the market is really important, that's for sure. But when it comes to grid trading, something equally important is history. What do I mean by that? Well, you need a coin that shows a clear pattern of fluctuating between strong support and resistance levels. This is where the price regularly bounces in between a defined channel. So always keep in mind rule number 1. Ranging is key. Take Link, for example, a perfect illustration of this principle. That's the one I made the 22.7% profits with, by the way. For about a year and a half, its value oscillated between 5.2 and 9.7 USDT, give or take, forming a clear channel. As you can see in this TradingView chart, the price action within this range is evident, making it an ideal candidate for grid trading. So these were the values I used to set the grid limits of my bot. But wait, this is not enough. Throwing my money into a grid bot is not something I do lightly. Let's take a hypothetical example, and let's say we consider the BTC USDT pair. When you start a grid bot, the first action it undertakes is to buy some BTC, thereby preparing to sell if the price rises. For example, if the current BTC price is in the middle between your grid limits, the bot typically allocates half your funds to buying BTC and the other half to USDT, and then sets sell orders in the upper grid and buy orders in the lower. Now, here's the key point. The worst case scenario is that the coin value plummets, and if it drops below the lower grid limit, that will mean that all your investment was converted into the coin, so BTC in our case. And that's where rule number 2 is crucial for your sanity, the long-term coin approach. Because if that was a coin you didn't believe in long-term, well, that's bad news, right? But if you choose a coin you believe in for the long haul, like I do with Link, then there's no panic. You can just close the bot, hold on to the coin until the market recovers, and your mind stays at peace. Just a reminder though, this video is not financial advice. It's about sharing my personal insights and journey. Trading always involves the risk of losing capital. Anyway, at this point you might be asking yourself a very important question. What do I do with the flipping grid spacing of my bot? When you're new to grid trading bots, it's tempting to go for fast trades and quicker profits. I've been there too. But here's the catch. Frequent trade mainly benefits the crypto exchange, not you. So here's where the third fundamental rule is super important. Stay clear of frequent trades and small grid spacings. Let me break down why with a case study. I experimented with the Link USDT pair, running 5 bots with different grid spacings for a month. The key takeaway, tight grid spacing, which de facto results in more trades, did not equate to higher profits. It makes sense. The tighter the grid spacing, the more you'll trade, and therefore the more you'll be spending in trading fees. But also, the more you'll miss out on some larger price movements. By the way, if you're looking to save on your trading fees, check the link in the description below for some exclusive discounts with crypto exchanges. Back to the matter at hand. I find that a grid spacing between 1 and 2% to be a good sweet spot for profitability. Yes, market conditions vary. That's true, your choice of coin will vary, but I found these values work well for most solid projects. Now, how did these 3 fundamental rules pan out for my Link investment? let's start with the timeline. Here's where I initiated my 5 bots. Yeah, I wish I'd started earlier, but hey, better late than never. I concluded the test here, deciding to continue with just one optimized bot with that 1 to 2% grid spacing. I left it running for months, hardly giving it a second thought, until recently when Link's price soared past the upper limit. But I didn't just cancel it. I'll explain my strategy shortly. But first, a bonus tip for you. Set up TradingView alerts to be emailed to you when the price hits crucial levels of your bot. This way, you don't have to constantly check on it. Let it work its magic and you will be informed when it's time for action. Coming back to this bot's performance over these 6 months, it generated a plus 45 USDT profit for an initial investment of 200 USDT. I sometimes wish I had invested more, but hindsight is always 20 out of 20, right? Anyway, an interesting point to note is that 66% of the total bot's profit came directly from grid trading. So from the bot making the most of these price fluctuations between the grid limits. In other words, that's 66% more profits than a buy and hold strategy. Let me now open a parenthesis. Grid trading bots are not miracle workers. If you expect them to double your profits within a week, you're setting yourself up for a disappointment. They're more about a steady accumulation of capital over time. Parenthesis closed. So now, what did I do when the price soared above my grid limits? Well, initially, I did nothing. Instead, I chose to observe the market's behavior. After about a week, a new resistance level seemed to be forming, prompting me to adjust the upper bound of the bot to 12 USDT, while still contemplating whether to change the lower bound. But then something happened. The price surged through that limit as well. So at this point, I'm going to stop this bot, take a step back for a thorough analysis to start a new one. And you know what? Let's do that together right now. So KuCoin, here we go. Trade, trading bot, and spot grid. Okay, you've done a stellar job, old friend, but it's time for a fresh start. And now, let's get a new one ready. So link USDT, and then custom. Nice. Let's talk about setting the new grid limits first. Ranging is key, right? Now things might look a bit more uncertain, but we're not without clues. Let's take a step back and examine closely the historical data. Can we spot an area of resistance above, but not too far from where the price has been consolidating around these past few weeks? Absolutely, and it's the 18 USDT level. This level has a history of being significant. It acted as resistance here and here, was support at this point, and again resistance some time ago here and here. Okay, perfect. 18 it will be. Now let's deal with the lower limit. Often, what was once a strong resistance level can transform into a strong support level. So my idea is to take that previous upper bound of 9.7 USDT and make it our new lower bound for this bot. Interestingly, if we look back a few years, this 9.7 USDT level repeatedly acted as a support level. Take note of these instances here, here, and here. Additionally, by setting it at this level, I'm allowing some room for the price to move, especially considering its recent trading around the 11 USDT level. Okay, so 9.7 it shall be. By the way, guys, if you have any questions about trading bots in general, or you would like some updates on this one, feel free to join our community Discord. Your inputs and queries are always welcome. Okay, now let's fine-tune the number of orders so we can get to that optimal 1 to 2% grid spacing. Let's try with 35. Okay, close, but a bit too wide. So let's increase the number a bit. And there we go. 40 orders hits the sweet spot perfectly. As you can see, setting up grid trading bots on KuCoin is really straightforward. If you're considering giving it a try, don't forget our registration link down below. It will give you a 10% lifetime discount on all your trading fees. Alright, for the final step, let's fuel up this bot with a good 300 USDT. And let's go. Here it is starting to work its magic. Now, finding the right ranging market, as we have seen, is absolutely crucial for grid trading bots. But you might be wondering, What can I do if the market is not ranging but actually trending, especially in the bullish direction? Well, that's where infinity grid bots really shine. And if you want to know how to handle them properly, make sure you check this video out. Thanks for watching and take care.